Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here for episode 2 of the Symmetria server. As you can see, I have a ton of donkeys and horses behind me because a lot has happened. So much has happened in these past couple weeks that I can't even put it all into one video. We've fought the dragon. We built an iron farm, and then all of my other footage of us building nether tunnels and everything got corrupted. My apologies. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you guys a quick little tour of what we've done, and then we're going to go ahead and build the new iron farm. Because the first one was just for functionality and the second one's for aesthetics. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's do it! Alrighty, so over here we do have a brand new little iron farm. It's very cobbly, because that's all we had at the time. I did manage to make some glass for it, but I decided to go with the 1.21 design that was posted on Wattle's site. Your standard, you got a zombie, you got your three villagers, but this one has a really nice small footprint, so I decided to go with his tutorial. As you can see, it's working very well. I did manage to get some villagers. I built a, where is it? That one. I built a little villager breeder up there in that house. Very small one, because I don't need very many villagers. This guy seems to still think he's a fisherman, but he'll change his mind later. This one uses lava to kill the iron golems, and yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's doing really, really well. This was probably, I don't even think this was overnight. I think I just AFK'd here for a couple hours. And yeah, that's a whole bunch. There we go. I did say I was going to do a little bit of a tour. So let's go ahead and do some of that, yeah? Since the last time I saw you guys, I already showed you guys that we had started our little iron farm. I have since added to that, did some tree farming. You can see podzol left over from that. We've got all of our bamboo. I've added this lovely little waterfall into this pond feature that I made out of that giant cavern that we had, and added in a bridge to make it easier. I put in a little fishing shack. Dog is down there guarding it well. We've added some wheat here because I needed wheat while I was dealing with the donkeys. I didn't film anything about the donkeys. That wasn't part of the corrupted files, but yeah, I went from Pickles, who's back here somewhere, I think. Pickles, where are you? Pickles? Pickles? Here we go, here's Pickles. We went from Pickles, who was about I think he was like a 7.4 speed, 1.2 block kind of donkey. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a good boy, but we live a little too far away to be dealing with that kind of speed. So I literally spent many days, in real life days, breeding donkeys. Until we got all the way up to Little Apple here. And Little Apple is a 14 speed, 3.3 block, super donkey. Yeah. So we have Little Apple now, who is our daily driver. And as you probably saw in my intro thing, we have diamond gear. I've got diamonds. I went mining in the community mine, and then also mining under our own mine. You keep seeing roof peeking out. We're gonna. Don't look at that. But yeah, so we've made a lot of upgrades. I've got more heads added to my head collection going on here. This one, I swear, looks like a player head, but it's a donkey. It doesn't that look like a person though? It's a donkey. We have added into our starter base here. Lots of hopper things happening. Both of these furnaces and the composter feed into here, where you can see I've got the bone meal and the stuff that I've been smelting, but it's also turned into a bit of a catch-all because I am swiftly running out of space. We added in some more tools down here. We've got the grindstone and the... what is this called? Stone cutter. There we go, stone cutter. And then if we go down here, this is where I've been farming bamboo. So I added in a bunch of observers and bamboo. Is it efficient? Absolutely not. But does it work? Yeah, it works pretty good. I clearly haven't been paying attention to it lately while I was working on things, but it works well enough. Let's put it that way. I will be expanding this later on, but for now, I think it's doing just fine. We do have a little store in town. We have what is called the Bambi shop. So this is where I farm the bamboo for the Bambi shop. We put in a little, my words are failing me. What are these things? Brewing stand. We put in a brewing stand over here. We have an enchanting table over here. We have our dragon head from the dragon fight. And yeah, that's pretty much all going on here. This is just the redstone innards. Don't look at that. I'm not a redstoner. But yeah, so our little starter base is turning into a jack of all trades, because if we go outside, I don't know if I showed you this, but we've expanded all four corners to have lava. We have a cobble generator in the back. We've got, behind our fox here, we have a infinite water source. And then I think if we go over here, yeah, over here we have a cauldron so we can wash things. It's literally, it's the best little starter base I think I've ever made. Even though it's just, I haven't done anything really to the structure. Besides add in the dripstone corners here, aesthetically. But I really like it. And of course we've added on the little shade tree on the side for our fox who doesn't... You don't sleep, sir. You're supposed to be sleeping in the daytime. This bruh's been weird. But anyway, let me toss these into here because that is our delivery donkey, basically. To continue the tour, though, we have added in a ton of walkways. Just ignore the red building in the back. We'll get there eventually. Added in a ton of walkways to go along with our bridge. We put a bridge around the waterfall here. And I think... Where did my road go? I haven't worked on the terraforming up here. My apologies. Oh, there we go. We have added in a beacon, obviously. That one there and that one there. They just give haste to the whole mountain, basically. But more importantly, we have another nether portal up here at the top. Because this one takes us to a very special place. The roof. It just takes us to the roof. Where we have another beacon. With haste and speed. Yeah. Yep, that's where we're at. As far as this goes, it's really not anything exciting. I do have a spot here. I think this block here is where if you use an ender pearl, you can pop up from where my portal is down underneath. But I will be planning to build a gold farm up here, I believe. Just, you know, the standard stuff. Okay, so I think I'll redesign this bit later, maybe. No promises. Again, we're not looking at that. We'll get to that later. Woo! What else did I do? Oh yeah. I'll show you the old gold farm area. Just because I did spend a lot of time on it at the beginning. We go down here and we follow this path down here. We go all the way past dog, across the bridge. We come to the old iron farm. Did I say gold farm? Iron farm? It's an iron farm. I've already taken the zombie out and the villagers out. They've been moved to the new one. But I haven't moved any of the drops that were left over. And yeah. It was a good little iron farm. It gave me 0 problems whatsoever, unlike the new one, which has been a headache for the past few days. But we still have some villagers in here just in case. Let me show you the villager breeder. All I did was convert this little house. I added a back room into it, which became their, love nest, I guess, basically. We'll give them some privacy. The farm's turned off because I don't really need that many villagers. We're only allowed to have 25 villagers anyway. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. 8 total already. Oh wait, no, 9, because there's a bruh in a house over this way somewhere. But yeah, otherwise, I've done nothing over there. I've done nothing up there. We'll get to that later. I did build the little fishing hut. There's really not much to be seen over there. It's a standard fishing hut. It's got a bed. It's got a crafting table. It's got some storage. That's pretty much it. Dog does have some new drip. He got a nice little armor set. I bought that in the shopping district. And yeah, so let me go. Ding, 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 ding. Let me go up here so you guys can get a better view of the new look. Like I said, we're gonna get to that big building in the middle there later on, but let me show you. Yeah! I really don't like this beacon here coming out of the pond. I think it ruins the view. However, beacons only have like what, a 50 block range? So I needed it to be down here where I can actually utilize it. It is what it is. But I'm liking the motion that we have here. I want to make little paths all over, going to all the different levels. I did sketch up some kind of like ideas, like draft ideas of where I want my farms and what I want my different buildings to be. I'll show you guys a nice view, a nice version of that later on, once I get those drafts digitized into the computer. Right now, they're literally just on some printer paper that I scribbled on at work. But I think I'm going to keep this as a villager breeder here, but I'm going to kind of like redo the building so that this connects to this. And make this, I'll tear this down and back it up and then like make it like this big C-shaped building here. So that it's going to be the villager breeder as well as like a, maybe like a zombification, purification, discountification room. And then I think this is going to be the trade hall. I think if I decide to deal with the villagers any more than just having some reserves, I'm going to put them over here and build a nice little trade hall on this platform here. And then this spot out here where the old iron farm is, this is actually going to become the crop farm. This will all get torn down eventually, and I want to build a multi-layer crop farm that uses villagers to collect the crops. So that's where some of my villagification nonsense is going to go. Let's see, what else was there? Oh, I was gonna put in a wool farm, I think. Either a wool farm or maybe a sugarcane farm. I don't know, some sort of long rectangular building. I have a vision here. Somewhere in this area, I'll probably, yeah, so we've got this comes across here and then it goes into this little hut here. Hole. And then I think I'm gonna terraform this to be a platform so that I can put kind of a really, I want like a long building in this area here. So that's either going to be a wool farm or a really nice sugarcane farm, other than just that down around the fishing hole there. And let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got as far as plans. That's the only plans we've got so far. At least for the outside of the village, I should say. Under the village, you will not believe this. However, under the village, under my house, is an ancient city. I kid you not. Ancient city directly below my base. So, it makes mining very, very difficult. I've almost summoned the warden several times, which is terrifying. Very terrifying. However, along with that, I have also found that the ancient city is like, so there's my house, right? So the ancient city is like in this general area, but just next to it, like over here, just like right behind this iron farm area, I found some spawners. So I think we're going to be able to build an XP farm, right? An XP farm, though, that has 3 different spawners feeding into it, because I found a zombie and spider spawners literally connected. The dungeons are connected. I'll take you down to go see them, but as I chat, they're totally connected. And maybe like not even 20 blocks away is a skeleton farm. Or farm. What am I saying? Skeleton spawner. So if I can figure it out. Ooh, that is a lot of creepers. And zombies. Oh my goodness. Sorry, distracted. Easily distracted. But yeah, if we go down here, the spawners I think are close enough together that I can maybe set up a... Here we go. Yeah, so here's the skelly spawner. Which was... They were just dropping out the bottom here. I think they're close enough that I can kind of like maybe make a AFK collection sorting sort of nonsense room kind of down in this open cave area here. And then, yeah, that should be, if I stand like here, that should be close enough for the skeletons, right? That should still make them, I gotta research my spawner mechanics, but I think this is close enough to where if I stand like right in this area, I can trigger this spawner here and also be triggering these spawners down here, because we have a spider one here and a zombie one right here. Like, they were literally, this is how I found them. I kid you not. 2 of them together. There's lava and deep dark down there. 2 dungeons here. I was up here mining tough. Woo. And yeah, and then the skeletons right there. So I think that's probably going to be a project for much later on, but it's in our future. There is, you can see because of the weird generation, there is some more cave spider spawners over there, but I'm not about that life, and it's in the deep dark. So yeah, nah. But also, if we come over here, look at that. That's the corner of the city. You can kind of see it on the map if I make it larger. But we have a lot of city to explore once we find the motivation and balls to do it. The warden still terrifies me, so we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. Not at all. But yeah, so that is in our future. That is probably the conclusion of our tour. I can't think of anything else that I've done besides finally explaining what that the big red building was. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go see what that was all about. Yeah. All right, so story time. here I am on the creative server, because I wanted to build an iron farm, right? I wanted more aesthetic, a nice, you know, why do I have a lever in my hand? Yeah, so I wanted something nice, and I wanted it to be like matching everything, but like looks over function, right? We're going for looks over function. And I already have a ton of iron from the little mini farm that we had built at the beginning, so I don't really need tons and tons and tons of iron. I just need something that's pretty and kind of fits in with the lore of the village, you know? So, here in the creative server, I built this, right? Very cute, very stylish. I wasn't really sure whether I wanted to go with white or red, so I built it kind of in a half and half. I'm still really not sure if I want it in white or red. I went ahead and chose red for now, but we've got some options going on here. You can see I've got several other buildings going on. They're just brainstorming. They don't really have much function going on besides the little crop farm going on over there. Yeah, so I mean, I've built a version of this before. This is based off of a tutorial that I found on YouTube. I will include the link in the description. But yeah, so this is fully functioning. It should be working in here too. I've just got it deleting everything out of existence under the bottom here. But I you know, I made it. I designed the aesthetics of it, because the one in the tutorial does not follow this color scheme or this aesthetic either. It's more of like a cottage core than a Asian core. I don't know what you call this. I've only run into one little issue though, and that is that Bob here. Bob scares these guys a little too much. I feel like he's a little too efficient at his job. So I have some issues with the sleeping. I had made it so that I could turn the farm off. Very useful. Very nice. Because like I said, I don't need that much iron. I don't need these things running constantly. It'd be nice to be able to come in here and turn them off. So yeah, so that's what I did. Was I built this, basically rebuilt this, I should say, in the actual live server, but ran into some issues. Mostly involving Bob here and these guys actually doing what they're supposed to do. So, let me pop on back over there and I'll show you what we're working with. So, from here, you can kind of see that, like, obviously the terrain's not flat, right? So I had to do a crap ton of spawn proofing. Because the golems kind of do a thing. They have like this range of area that they look for to spawn in and whatnot, which is fine. Totally fine, totally doable. Lots of ugly path blocks and some slabs solves the issue. However, inside here, as you can see, I went with string a lot and some trapdoors instead of the build we had going on in the creative server. But also I lost my zombie, we're ignoring that for now. And apparently I've lost a villager too? Anyway. I was running into some issues here with the design because I was finding out that the villagers weren't sleeping. Like they weren't having, they were just always scared and they weren't getting enough time to sleep. So I'm going to have to do some more research on it and make a ooh, that was dangerously close to him waking up. On the wrong side of the bed, sir. Get. Hang on. Let me fix this before I cause problems. There we go. But yeah, so I was having some issues. I don't know if it's more of a distance thing or if it's because of the trapdoors or what. I think what I might have to do is pull all these up and use carpet and basically redo the inside bits here exactly the way I had it in the creative server. But apparently I've got to breed these guys up first and then find myself a new zombie. But yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, and I don't have my ladder set up properly. Okay. Really, I should probably put a trapdoor here. Whoops. And boink. That way the villagers can't come up here, because they do try to come up there. But yeah, so we have more or less actually gotten this thing to work out pretty good. Let me just zoom on over here real quick. Yeah. So we have our nice aesthetic iron farm. The zombies, the iron golems spawn underneath. It should be that I've spawn-proofed everything so that the only place that they can spawn in response to the villagers being scared by the zombies is on the 3x8 platform that's underneath the farm. And then they'll slowly get pushed until they fall off the edge down into the iron golem obliterator 9000, which is basically just a bunch of soul campfires that lead into hoppers and a chest at the bottom. Like I said, this isn't going to be a efficient farm. This is more just for the aesthetics and to kind of set the tone at our first building within the village before we get things started. So yeah, that's where we're at, and thank you all for watching. It has been a whole lot of fun. I am sorry that we lost so much content, but thankfully we were able to recover some of it, and we still were able to continue on with our episodes. Now, in the next episode, hopefully we will be able to add some more buildings to our little village here, and I can maybe give you guys a tour of the town. Also, super important, coming up next weekend, September 7th and 8th, we have the first, the greatest Symmetria live stream happening. We're going to have live streaming days happening on both Saturdays and Sunday, and yours truly is going to be on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, right? That's Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So you can follow me over on woojooyeowoo at twitch.com, and I will see you there. Bye!